this is Kelly with Zen of Sleep, and today I am going to talk about hypothyroidism. Some of the points will work as well for hyperthyroidism, but I'm gearing most of the information for the hypothyroidism. And at the end, I have a lot of information about herbs and some of the other things that I do to support and heal. I've healed my thyroid over the past few years, and one of the tools that I used is my tuning fork. Our tuning fork is USA made, very high quality tuning fork, and we use the 10th resonance of the Schumann resonance, and it's a little bit lower than some of the others out there, and I like the lower hertz as I feel the body is more receptive to it, less resistant. And we have more information about our tuning fork, how it works, why we use the Schumann resonance, what's so great about it, and that information is below in the comments or in the information section. So you can look there for more information, or you can go onto our website, zenofsleep.com, and you can get some more information there about our tuning forks. So today, I just wanted to talk again about the hypothyroidism. Some of the symptoms that people get when they have hypothyroid is that kind of sluggish, fatigue feeling, you're cold, your hair is brittle, you're losing your hair, you're gaining weight, dry skin. Sometimes you'll get puffiness on the face, around the nose, or around the jawline. That kind of shows that you're having thyroid issues. And then your heart rate can kind of slow, and your blood pressure can go down as well. It just feels like the whole body is just kind of being depressed. And the tuning fork can help on these acupressure points, can help activate and clear and help your body to heal and re-energize again. And we'll start with the face, and then we'll move eventually down the body, and then again I'll talk about some of the herbs at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started. You can use a rubber activator. It's just, while I'm doing a video, it's just easier to use my hand instead of holding one other thing. So you just hit the heel of your hand, and we're gonna start on the kidney point up here on the right side. Now the kidney point helps to increase the flow of energy in the body. And the right side helps the body to warm up. Usually when you have hypothyroidism, your body is cold and you're very sensitive to cold. So this will help warm up the body, and you keep it on the point until the vibration runs out. And then on the left side, this has to deal with more kind of calming, like for anxiety, that kind of calming, but it also helps to support your metabolism as well. So we'll keep it here. And after this point, we're going to move to point 106, which is below the middle of your forehead, down just a little bit, kind of on that ridge. Sometimes you have a ridge there. This is point 106, is where your pineal gland is. And the pineal gland, its response in hypothyroidism is sometimes if we get a lot of fluoride in our body, the T3, T4 cells absorb the thyroid instead of iodine, and then our body becomes iodine deficient. And so clearing out the pineal gland will help clear the thyroid, but also it helps if you're not putting fluoride into your body through toothpaste, mouthwash, whatever. I haven't used fluoride for years, and my teeth are fine, they're strong. So fluoride does a lot of different things in the body that isn't very great. So we're gonna move to number 26, is right between the eyebrows. And this is for the pituitary and the hypothalamus glands, and they release the thyroid hormone. This point also regulates the endocrine system and the thyroid, and it helps to increase the human growth hormone, which helps to help your body increase its muscle mass and strength, and it helps to increase the metabolism as well. And then we're going to do 20, which is like even with the corners of your eyes on either side of the nose. So these 2 points are throat points on the face for face reflexology. And it also kind of has to deal with the thyroid. And it, you know, like I said, if you're having some puffiness here, that's one indicator that you're having thyroid issues. A lot of times the doctors, I'm going to do the other side here, just test for the TSH hormone for thyroid, and they're like, oh, your thyroid is just fine. And really you're not. They need to be testing for the T3, T4 and see where those levels are at. A lot of times we'll exhibit the symptoms way before our doctors can test and say, oh yeah, your thyroid is low. So if you're feeling a lot of these symptoms, you're most likely having issues with your thyroid. Now we're staying in line, but we're going to go on top of the nose, on the bridge of the nose. This is point number 8. And this is actually kind of where the thyroid is on the face. So now we're directly stimulating the thyroid in our face reflexology points. This is one of 2 main thyroid points in the body. And so the next point is going to be our stomach point. It's on the left side only, bottom of the nose and underneath the eye. So just right under where the eye is, even with the bottom of the nose. This is the stomach point, and it helps to increase stomach acid so your body can break down protein and nutrients. And a lot of people are like, well, I have too much stomach acid. Usually when you have acid reflux, you don't have enough stomach acid. Now we're going to do the spleen point, which is just above that stomach point. It's kind of just a little bit higher, even with the outside point of the nostril, only on the left side of the face as well. And the spleen point helps to control digestion, but when you're hypothyroid, a lot of it is you're not having enough energy in the spleen meridian, and so that's part of clearing out that. You can work with the spleen meridian. And then after that, we're going to do on the right side, even with the nose, under the eye, and this is the liver point. And the liver will help to increase energy in the body, plus it has to do with detoxification, things like that. It helps our body to be healthier if we clear out this liver point. A lot of times we have very toxed up livers. As life goes on, we eat a lot of stuff and our livers get very toxed up, which causes a lot of these health issues. So after this, we're going to do point 38, which is kind of in those laugh lines, about halfway between like the nose and kind of down here. So that's point 38, which is the large intestines. And this also helps to stimulate the immune function and also helps to detoxify the body. So this is a large intestine point. And some people, you know, you can go up and down if you like, or if you want to just kind of stay on that point, you can do either, whichever feels good to you. You can kind of do both on this point. So sometimes I might start moving up and down a little bit, and then I'll feel kind of where the sore spot is, or just a thick spot. That's where the congestion is, and that's usually where that point is as well. So we're getting the 38 large intestine point on the other side of our face. And this next point, if you're pregnant, don't do this point just right at the base of your nose, but it can have early labor if you're not ready. Don't do this point. So this point activates the nervous system, and it also increases our energy. Sometimes I find it easy just to kind of, it's a little bit trickier with this, but I just put it up at the end of my nose there and gets underneath that point. And then the next points are number 60, which is the pericardium. So kind of at the edge of the eye on the top of the cheekbone. So this is the next point. This point helps to increase circulation. It helps with dry skin, which we have a lot of when we're dealing with thyroid issues. It helps to increase our memory and also our body strength as well. So this is a really good point for a lot of different issues, but those are kind of the things that have to deal with thyroid problems. So it's on both sides of the face. And then the next point is also one of the main thyroid points. It's number 14. So it's kind of below the ear, just kind of on that jaw. And this is where you'll see puffiness as well if you're having thyroid problems. And you'll kind of feel, you know, it's not right on the bone, you know, where you kind of get the muscle there. It's just kind of on the jaw, but there is kind of a muscle mass there, but right below the ear. But this also helps to drain the lymph. There's a main lymph drainage point here. So it can help the lymph to drain, and which helps to detoxify the body. You gotta have your lymph moving. Otherwise your body's kind of like sewer system. If it's not moving and if it's stagnant, it's getting gross, like a icky pond, you know, all filled with crud and and algae and everything, you know, and you don't want that in your body. You want your lymphatic system to be moving. And some people do lymph massage. I do Abhyanga, which is an Ayurvedic practice of body massage with oil before I get in the shower, which helps to clear my lymphatic, and I've really enjoyed doing that as well. And then we're gonna finish at point 0, which is just right in front of the ear. This helps to kind of set in the protocol that we do, but it's also another kidney point, and it will, you know, again, help to increase the flow of energy in the body. Sorry if I mispronounce things. When you do this, your brain kind of disengages, so sometimes it makes it a little hard to think while I'm doing this, and so I can mispronounce things and have a hard time recalling things because my brain is just not necessarily in that mode once I start doing this. So the next point is we're going to actually work on the thyroid. So it's about the middle of your throat. It's like a butterfly shape, and it's just inside there, and has a lobe on each side. So we're going to do each side. So we're going to work directly on the thyroid to stimulate it. And it's always good if you can take deep breaths in and out while you're doing this. It helps to lower your blood pressure when you breathe deep, and calms the body, gets you out of that stress response. So any deep breathing while you're doing this just helps support the practice. And we're going to do one more point before we move to the rest of the body. So it's the thyroid point on the ear. So we have the tragus, and it swoops down, and then you have like this little pointy cartilagey point right here. That's it. So you can just and you can just kind of shove the thing just kind of in the bottom of the ear, and you'll get it if you get it kind of in the bottom of the bowl of the ear. And that's one of the thyroid points on the body, is this point here on the ear. So we'll just do that. If you have hearing aids, point 0, and you know, some of these points around the ears might be uncomfortable. You may want to take out your hearing aids while you do these points. It's kind of nice to be quiet and hear the vibration. Okay, and from here we're going to move to the rest of the body on some other points. Okay, so now we're going to hit those points on the rest of the body. We're going to start with the heart 7, which is I had to think about it. Lung, pericardium, heart. So heart is kind of on the pinky side of the wrist, and it's just down just a little bit from the wrist crease. So about a finger or so down from the wrist crease. This helps with anxiety, insomnia, and heart palpitations. I noticed I got that with my thyroid issues. I'd get like heart fluttering kind of feeling sometimes. And you can do an arm all at once, or you can go back and forth Sometimes I like to go back and forth, so I'm just kind of telling the body, this is what I'm doing. We're focusing on this signal, and I'm getting both sides of the body. So, so that's what I do sometimes. The next one is pericardium 6, which is just about the center of the wrist, in between those ligaments there, and about 1 to 2 fingers up from the wrist crease. And the pericardium increases circulation. It helps, it improves the thyroid function. Sorry, I was looking at a different, I have my notes to help me remember all this stuff so I can make sure I give you all the information that I want to give you. So, but this will help improve the thyroid function, but it also, the pericardium on the face, you know, they kind of do the same thing. So. After this, we're going to do stomach 36. So I'll bring my leg up here so you can see. So you can see about, 4 fingers or so below the bottom of the kneecap, come to the outside, and there's kind of the top of a muscle bundle right there. And that is where stomach 36 is. It helps to increase energy, but it also works on the stomach and the spleen, and it does help to aid digestion. So all things that we need with thyroid, especially a lot of people can get constipation with thyroid. So this will help aid the digestion, to help with that as well. And I'll talk a little bit more at the end about some foods that to focus on to help aid digestion, and kind of what I did, some of the things that I did to support my healing of my thyroid, as well as using my tuning fork. So the next point is spleen 6. So here's your ankle bone. We're on the inside of the foot, 4 fingers. And just in that, here's the bone. So just when it goes off the bone, and we'll just put it right there. So it's just on the inside in that fleshy part, kind of there. And it's a little sore on me. This is a big point because your spleen, your liver, and your kidneys, the sun lines, acupressure lines, whatever you want to call it, they all intersect in this point. So it's a very important point. So 4 fingers up, and just right behind that bone. So the next point is liver 3. So it's on the top of your foot, about 2 fingers up from where your big toe and the next toe join. It's about 2 fingers up, and that point is, not on the bone, just kind of in that divot just next to the bone, about 2 fingers up from where your toes join. And this point is good for stress, regulating your blood pressure, and it's also good for insomnia and anxiety, which when your thyroid is out, you'll deal with those issues, or at least most of us do. So again, on the other side of the foot, in that point, liver 3. And then on foot reflexology, the thyroid is right here on your big toe, just in that crease right before it goes into the foot. And it's just on the kind of a little bit of the outside edge, not quite underneath the big toe, kind of on the outside edge. And that is where the thyroid is located on your foot. So if you push really hard into it, it might be really sore, really tender. Mine isn't so much anymore if I kind of just push in there, and I don't really have too much pain anymore. So we'll get both sides of your feet kind of in that point for the thyroid. And then I like to finish a lot with the kidney 1 point. It's called many names, bubbling springs, but It is also called the fountain of youth, but it stimulates fire in the body. I just think it's a good place to end. It's at the ball of your foot where it starts to go into the arch, right in the center. There's kind of like a divot there. And so I like to finish there a lot of times. I think it's just a good place to just kind of finish it, just almost like the 0 point on the ear. This is kind of almost like the 0 point on the body. It just kind of finishes things really well. I like to do that. And then we'll get the other side, and that will be our last point. And this did really help support, activate, clear all these points to give me more energy, help me to lose weight. And it just helped finish off my body. I did a bunch of health and nutrition things which helped my thyroid, but I felt just a little stuck. I just got to a certain point of my healing and I just couldn't get past that point. And using my tuning fork helped me get past that point. And I was allowed to, it just freed things up in the body, cleared things out, activated, balanced. And so I was finally able to heal from thyroid and other issues, you know, that I've had as well. So some of the foods, it does help to be gluten-free when you're dealing with the thyroid. A lot of the additives in flours can also get in the way of the thyroid function and getting into where the iodine should be sitting, you know, just like fluoride does. I think it's like bromine or bromelain, something like that within the flour kind of does the same thing. It also helps just to eat clean, you know, reduce your bad oils, you know, stick with avocado, olive, coconut, sesame oil, you know, just those safflower, sunflower, corn, canola, those are not good oils for your body. So I would try to stay away from those oils. Also reduce, you know, sugar and your processed food. Just try to eat clean and, you know, just have a healthier, happier body, you know, just have a happier outlook on life. Do what you need to do just to support that, to reduce stress. I do yoga and that helps me to kind of de-stress, but I enjoy it. Plus I go hiking, you know, and I do other things that just have increased my happiness in life and just enjoyment. And so I've reduced stress, and I think that's also helped to support my thyroid. Some supplements that I take for thyroid is the nascent iodine. I do 3 drops in water in the morning, and this just it's just a very good form of iodine to help your body. Any form of kelp can support your body. I do the bladderwrack. Bladderwrack is a type of kelp, but you can do the other types. There's many other types of kelp. I just like the bladderwrack. I think it helps support my thyroid. And then bacopa is just a herb that helps to give your body energy, helps support the thyroid. And there's other herbs and things that you can take. If you want more information about herbs that support the thyroid, I would highly recommend the Medical Medium Cleanse to Heal book. It has a glossary in the back of the book, and it lists by ailment, like take these herbs, you know. So there is information in there on thyroid. Plus it gives you a great information on how to cleanse your body. And I think you got to cleanse your liver. You got to cleanse some of this stuff out to help heal your body, the fluoride and other heavy metals and things like that. So it's very beneficial to cleanse, and he has different levels of cleansing, so you can start easy and work your way up to a more in-depth, you know, deeper cleanse. So it gives you a way to kind of just start out gradually. And he has some great information on foods as well that support thyroid. So I would highly recommend that book, wherever you choose to get your books. Just my personal plug. His information helped me a lot in healing my body and getting rid of multiple autoimmune issues, one of them which was the hypothyroidism, and I've had much success with other issues in my body using his programs, so I highly recommend it. And if there's any other questions that you have about this, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And of course, we always appreciate it if you like and share our videos, if they've helped you, if you think they can help friends and family. We are always appreciative in spreading the word about our channel. If there's anything else that you want to have us cover in the future, you can also leave that in the comments section. We're always taking that into consideration so we can continue to help you in your health and healing as well. So again, take care and thank you for watching our video.